So in my guide to the Cales de Mallorca, we're going to take a look at the pros and the cons of booking a holiday to this resort.
Now, throughout the summer, I have been asked if the Calas de Mallorca is a great summer holiday destination. So in this video, I will look at the location of this resort in Mallorca. We'll take a look at the main beaches and accessibility. Plus, I'll give you an overview of the resort centre and the nightlife too.
Now, immediately behind me, we can see the pros of booking. Just check out the colour of the sea here. I mean, it is this beautiful turquoise paradise blue that is so associated with tropical holidays, and the beach here just will not disappoint. Yes, it is crowded, and I'm filming this at the end of September. However, you can see by the people in the water that you can actually go out quite far. It's quite shallow, but it's also lovely and crystal clear too. But the downside of the Cales de Mallorca beach is that you can see just how busy it is. I mean, it is pretty packed here for right at the end of September, so you can imagine what it's going to be like in July and August. But the good news is that if you want a quieter beach for the day, then let's take a walk over to Calas de Mallorca Petite, which is its sister smaller beach just on the other side of this rocky outcrop. But you can see that this isn't a very well planned path. It's a little bit of hiking that you need to do here, so the ground is very rocky. But let's go and check out Calas de Mallorca Petite.
Taking this rocky shortcut to Calas de Mallorca Petite brings you out onto this smaller and quieter beach, which at time of filming had a little more seaweed. But this is also a great option to escape the crowds on Calas de Mallorca. So let's head on around to the coastal pathway in the Calas de Mallorca.
Okay, so the pros and cons of coming down to Calas de Mallorca. Well, you can see that the steep hill that leads down on into the resort as well. There are also loads of steps as well. So again, I'd say that this isn't a great place to come if you do have accessibility issues. Also, you're going to see on the beach over at Calas de Mallorca as well that it doesn't have the same disability access that maybe you'll find over on Alcudia Beach or over in Palma Nova and Magaluf. There's no boardwalk onto the beach, there's no boardwalk down towards the sea either, with a wheelchair friendly chair as well, which will get you into the sea that you do have on those beaches. So for that reason, maybe think twice if you're coming here with mobility issues. But that said, this bit of coastline here is just incredible, and I haven't seen many places like this in Mallorca where you can walk right along the coastal path here for so far as well. And bearing in mind that this goes all the way down towards Porto Colom, but just look to my right hand side. The next downside as well of staying over on this side if you are getting a boat trip is the steps down towards the jetty too. It doesn't look in any way wheelchair friendly. I'm not quite sure what they do about that, but again, think again if you do have mobility issues and you're booking yourself onto a boat trip. But if you do book any of these boat trips over here, well, the coves that the boats will take you to will have these incredible blue bays too, which you do get swim stops off. Imagine jumping into this turquoise water here. It's going to be absolutely glorious. Okay, so what other pros and cons can we see over here in Calas de Mallorca? Well, the walkway, which you've just seen me come along, is absolutely gorgeous, and it's great as well if you are down here in a wheelchair or you do have a buggy or a pram. It's such a beautiful walk, and the views from here are just incredible, which leads me onto the hotels. Now, a lot of the hotels here are going to have the most jaw-dropping sea views that you could ever imagine, and in fact I can imagine it'll be a little bit like being on a cruise by getting some of these front-facing sea view rooms, for example in the Aluas Calas de Mallorca hotel. It looks absolutely incredible here, so if you're wanting to be right by the sea and have incredible views and have a reasonably priced holiday, then this resort could be for you too. Okay, so let's have a look at the resort centre, let's see what this is like, and let's have a look at the pros and cons of this too. Okay, so the resort centre is actually quite small, and that also reflects what this resort is like. It's small and friendly. there is a small cluster of bars and restaurants as well, and they've got this little crazy golf zoo park as well for children, so it's great for families. It's a great place if you want to come and watch some sports or watch some football. It's reasonably priced as well. You can see that the prices down here aren't anything like you'll find in the southwest of the island, so it does represent good value. Another really big pro as well is that Cales de Mallorca is also well connected up and down the coast towards Porto Cristo and down towards Porto Colom as well, and all the way down to Calador too. So you can get the public buses which head up and down for you to go and explore these resorts. Now, as I mentioned before, you can actually walk to Porto Colom because this coastal path runs all the way up here, all the way down the coast as well. So if you've got your hiking shoes on and you do come early on in the season, then I really do encourage you to maybe try and do that walk, and even better still, take some photos and come and post them on the Facebook group, because I'd love to see what this walk is like, and maybe, well, I'll come over here and do it one day too. So, disadvantages of staying in the Calas de Mallorca. Well, while this is a small resort, it isn't actually that small. And I've been walking around today making some videos, and my goodness me, am I exhausted. The resort is actually quite spread out, whether it's going all the way through the town centre, down the big hill, down towards Cala Domingos beach, and then coming back up the walkway to, and then back round into the resort. You're looking at a good few kilometres here, so if you are over here in peak season when it is very hot, then just expect that sun to be, well, quite strong, and it might be quite hard going if you do not want to be walking out in the sun and you do want to be exploring the area. That said though, all the hotels here look absolutely amazing. They've got fantastic facilities, so they've got amazing swimming pools. They're in a great location as well for the beach too. And the best thing about this resort, in my opinion, is that you don't have to be packed onto a little beach over here. You've got the Cala Domingos beach, which is the main beach that people will go to. But if you're prepared to walk a little bit further over towards Cala Domingos Petite, then you're going to find that tiny beach there. If you're willing to try these crazy stairs here to get down towards Cala Antena, well, you're going to find this really absolutely stunning beach here too. And just look how busy this beach just isn't, and we're still here in September, so I mean, this looks really good to see as well. Another downside or another con of visiting here, or it might actually be an advantage in some cases, but if you're looking for rowdy nightlife, well, you're not going to find it here. If you're looking for lively nightlife, you're not going to find it here. And from what I saw as well, I found a karaoke bar which looks like it's pretty much closed as well, so any entertainment you're going to find is likely to be in your hotels rather than in the resort centre itself. Now, if you are coming over here and you do want to party, then I do recommend not actually staying here, because the last thing you want to do is to come on a cheap package holiday and then end up spending the equivalent that you may well have spent by staying somewhere else, by getting taxis all night, by going maybe down to Calador or going up to Calabona or Calamilor, or even wanting to try the nightlife over in Playa de Palma. So if you are after nightlife and you're after a lively nightlife, then I would recommend staying somewhere else. But the reason people do come here is because it is a quiet resort. There's never any trouble. In fact, as I've said from meeting the holidaymakers that I've met out here today, people have left wallets lying around, they've been returned to them, and there has been no crime over here to speak of as well. And what's more, you'd never see police patrolling over here either, which is just fantastic to see. And well, it's kind of like how Mallorca used to be as well. So if you want a taste of that older Mallorca, well, this may well be the place to come. But one other slight downside as well is if you do want to see the real old Mallorca, so you want to see some old towns or you want to see a little bit of historical Mallorca, well, you're going to have to get on the buses and travel. Your nearest old town here is going to be in Felanich, and that will have an old town centre. Of course, you can go and have a look at the markets up and down the coast, but to go maybe for a day out over in Palma, it's a little bit of a hike over here. Now, I have heard as well from some holidaymakers that I've met here that they did the island tour trip as well, and they didn't feel that they had enough time over in Port de Sóller, for example, to have a look around. It was a little bit of a hurried trip. So if you are going to want to visit some old towns, and if you are going to see the historical side of Mallorca, then maybe consider staying somewhere a little bit more accessible, because if you go for a day out from here, you're going to be gone for the entire day, and well, it's going to take a day out of your holiday too. Okay everyone, I hope this video has proved useful to help you decide whether you want to come over and stay in Calas de Mallorca. I do have more information on my website on mallorcaunderthesun.com, so do go ahead and check that out. I'll also link to a video here for you to watch as well, which is from the area as well, so it might be useful in terms of holiday planning too. Okay everyone, don't forget you can find me in the Facebook group and on my Instagram, also called Mallorca Under the Sun, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Goodbye for now.